Tyke, tyke, and again tyke, tyke. Mulan weaves, facing the door. You don't hear the shuttle sound, you only hear daughter's sighs. A famous Chinese poem, The Ballad of Mulan, describes a girl called Hua Mulan who fought in a war for her country. Even in the 21st century, all Chinese people know the story of Mulan. Her patriotism, her faith, and her courage made this legendary hero become well known for thousands of years. The myth took place during the Wei Dynasty, after the emperor reformed the government. The empire was becoming more stable and starting to flourish. However, the nomads from the north threatened the northern borders of Wei. The emperor was worried, so he made a new policy. Every family had to produce at least one soldier for their army. Mulan's father was once a great soldier, and once again he was going to fight for his country to fulfill his duty. But he was too old to fight, and didn't have a son. Mulan learned Kung Fu when she was young, and she had always been a good fighter. Mulan took her father's sword and joined the army. However, it was against the law for women to fight or join the army. If people found out that Mulan was female, she would be executed. Therefore, she dressed up as a male to take her father's place. Mulan faced hardships in the army, all the while having to hide the fact that she was a girl. Because she was such a good soldier, she earned respect, and soon she became a general. Although she was a girl, on the battlefield she fought better and more bravely than any man. She lived as a man for over a decade in the army and fought on the border of her country. Finally, she led her army to victory and captured the king of the nomads. After the war was over, she rushed back home to see her family, whom she hadn't seen since she left home. In general, her story was heard by the emperor. The emperor then rewarded her with gold and offered her a title. However, she didn't accept any of them. She told the emperor the truth about her gender and asked for forgiveness. The emperor didn't punish her. Instead, he said that it was the greatest honor to have such a brave woman in his country. To the anti-woman laws and regulations of war proposed by the Chinese government, the Amazons of Greek mythology are a group of all-female warriors, some of the fiercest in the land. The Amazons lived in their own region bordering modern-day Ukraine, where men were not allowed. They also had a ruler, similar to other Greek factions, in the form of a queen. In the Iliad, the Amazons were referred to as Antianerai, which refers to those who fight like men. Many scenes of Amazonian women brutally slaughtering great warriors are depicted in ancient Greek mythology. One would assume that this kind of faction would not be able to survive, as they are a pact of only women. However, to keep their group alive and their population up, they would routinely, once a year in most cases, meet up with a neighboring tribe of men, the warrior tribe called the Gargarians, to make love and produce offspring, for no men were allowed in Amazonian country. The male offspring were either returned to their respective tribes or released into the wild alone to be eaten by animals or to adapt and learn to survive on their own. In other forms of the myth, conquered tribes of men were often taken as slaves, which Amazonian women would then produce offspring with once or twice a year. Amazons were said to live in Pontus, part of modern-day Turkey, close to the Black Sea. They formed an independent government under their queen, Hippolyta. They supposedly founded many modern cities, such as Smyrna, Ephesus, Sinope, and Paphos. So how is it that these females were able to compare to the great male warriors of Greece? Legend says that Amazonian women would cut off their left breast in order to holster a large weapon, such as a bow or greatsword, easier. The increase in mobility was a key factor in bridging the gap between women warriors and traditional male fighters.